Here's a question that's an easy one, for me at least. How do you spell Heidi's last name? My last name is spelled Hollenbeac.
How do you spell Halliburton?
What's that?
How do you spell Halliburton?
Not that one.
I'll take the first question. How much of this gas from a fracking well will stay in Michigan? Because we only have 20% production in Michigan, 100% will stay in Michigan. Question, when was the first high-volume hydraulic fracture deep shell well released in Michigan? I believe that was...
Got a question here. Has the state Congress or the governor put law behind, I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher this a little bit, but
What?
information or things being pumped into state waters. I think this person's asking.
Michigan Congress insisting that we know what is being pumped into our water system. Why won't the oil tell us what the chemicals are being used? I'm going to interpret this a little bit to infer that they're asking about.
I'm going to explain. We got a question here on how compulsory pooling works. This is a leasing type question, but not a DNR leasing question. What this is
I have a couple questions that are relatively similar, so I'm going to kind of combine the questions. They both ask about water usage, and they're almost more statements than questions about
take a few of them here. This question I've sort of already addressed when I was talking about the cannot spreading on roads, but this person's asking about loop carrier lot, which I believe is a business I alluded to with parking lot that was part of where that brine was, that produced water was spread. The question here is, do you know about the gallons of mixture that disappears when drilling? And I'm not exactly sure what this is alluding to, but if you're alluding to hydraulic fracture fluid, all the gallons of fluid that goes down hole.
question. When specifically have DEQ's regs been updated to reflect proper
You got 500 questions. Can't you find one you can understand?
of this type of high-volume hydraulic fracture?
So that's how we ensure that. Funding is on all of you guys' mind. How will additional DEQ costs of supervision for activity be paid for? I think I've answered that.
That's right. So move on.
We have to do workload analysis, so we move people around in order to meet our metrics. And well, these two questions go hand in hand. So by its name, the DEQ is for protection of the environment, yet Section 2 of the Part 615, which is Supervisor Wells statute that regulates the oil and gas industry, requires favoring the oil and gas industry, which definition is closer to the truth. So these sort of run hand in hand.
Have any fracking processes in Michigan been fined for illegal practices as their operations stopped? I'm not aware that there have been any fines levied on companies doing the high-volume hydraulic hydrofracking here in Michigan.
Please explain exactly what a deep injection well is and why it's necessary to isolate wastewater into them. This is WW.
My question is, where do royalties off of state lands go, and what is the money used for? I sort of covered this in my presentation a little bit. Why is the state selling mineral rights from public lands? We don't sell mineral rights. We're leasing the right.
How deep were oil and gas wells in 1950? Why is the Ravenna well site proposing to go to a depth of 4,954 feet?
Okay, we are unfortunately at 8:30 already. We really appreciate your attention tonight, your attendance, your thoughtful questions.